It's part of like what's special about a concert though is like you're not necessarily guaranteed to get it if a popular person comes. Like you have to get in there quick. You have to be on the event. You have to get there. You have to be ready. And there's part of a satisfaction with being okay. There's 80,000 people here, but a lot more people wanted to come.
No. The money tree. Yeah, the money tree is supposed to bring you like prosperity in your financial life.
And to the podcast life,
and to the podcast, number 5 podcast.
So what if it dies?
No, it won't die. She's fucking invincible.
It probably will because it's because of me and
it lives
I don't water shit. I can't maintain or take care of anything.
Are they tough to maintain or they're like... It's not like a bonsai where you've got to be at it every day.
I just leave it.
No, they're very
easy to maintain. Welcome back. Here we are. We are recording episode 14. Welcome back to the Outspoken Show, number 5 podcast in the world. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification. We've got a giveaway. It's a $50 Visa gift card. Just head to our Instagram page. There's a giveaway post. Don't forget to share that, tagging ourselves, the Outspoken Show. Comment. Each new tag is a new entry to the giveaway. We've already had 100 comments, which is pretty good.
That's nuts.
It's going off.
Yeah.
You guys want to win that $50. They're going to go buy FIFA cards.
Probably.
FIFA points.
Microtransactions all around.
Well, we were sort of talking about this just before we started filming, and Dino and I sort of agree with the next statement I'm going to make. FIFA, they're fucked. They're basically teaching young kids how to gamble.
100%.
It's ridiculous. I mean, do you want to talk about it? Because I didn't get around FIFA the game so much. I love football, but I didn't ever really play FIFA. But you did. So you want to talk about the MTX side of things?
Yeah, you don't know much about the FIFA side of it too in terms of...
break it down. Explain it to me.
So probably around... FIFA was always the biggest game for me growing up. Like FIFA 2009, 2011, every year they would bring out a new FIFA game. And I think it was around maybe 2013, 14.
Oh, I'm just getting
Jesus.
Getting comfortable.
Sorry, just kicking the table.
They started this new game mode where it was called Ultimate Team, where you play online, you buy packs, or you get packs through in-game coins. So you earn it by winning matches, playing a lot, and then you'll give you these game
every
coins.
game does that, don't they?
They do it now. Like, I think FIFA it seemed to be like the first one I paid attention to what it was doing, where you can either earn these coins through, or earn these points or coins through playing, or you can buy them. Now, that's okay. Like, you can buy to get yourself ahead so you're more competitive.
You can keep playing.
It is what it is.
Longer.
But the problem with what FIFA does is it's essentially gambling, because what you buy, you can't just say, okay, I'm going to put $15 in, I'm going to get this amount of in-game coins, and then buy this player. What you do is you go in, you pay the $15, $20 what you do, and then you buy a FIFA pack where you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, you could possibly get your character.
But it's gambling.
Yeah.
Gambling for children, though. Because there's no age gap on how old you have to be to play FIFA.
But there's also no age gap on how old you have to be to buy a Pokemon pack or a Pokemon box. And that's gambling because you're not getting your money back unless you're getting a good card holo.
But how much are you paying for one of those booster boxes?
It depends.
It's expensive, though? So younger kids, it's more likely priced out than a $5 FIFA
you can
point?
You can still get it at Target. You can still go to Kmart and get it.
But dude, the thing is,
from $30 for a pack up until literally $500K.
Yeah, but the thing is, your Pokemon pack, you can still use those cards. What?
What are you gonna? It's art.
No, but you could use them for some list if you're just playing with your friends. If you're 8 and you're playing Pokemon, you don't give a fuck what you've got. You're just playing for the sake of it.
You're playing the game.
Yeah. Whereas what Dino's saying is you could pull a pack and you could have a guy who's 99 rating.
Or
Ronaldo,
really
for example,
good rating,
and then you could have someone who's 42. You will never use the 42 rated player.
So he's got no use.
Yeah,
but neither does the Pidgeotto, who's a useless fucking Pokemon card. I don't even know Pokemon.
I don't think that changes my point though, because if it's gambling,
you're just saying
there
should be an age cap on it.
I'm saying it's always been accessible to everyone.
But should it be? That's kind of the point. Is that teaching gambling to kids?
Not be accessible.
Essentially being like that.
So people can't... I know
not knowing what you're
saying.
buying. Especially, I think the FIFA is the way of doing it because it's in a competitive sense. So
pay to win.
You're paying to have a more competitive advantage over other people, but then what you're paying for and getting, you don't actually know what you're getting.
Yeah, it's random.
Because it's random, it's
And
guessing,
dude,
it's gambling.
If you're 14, you got like younger sibling who's like 8 or 10, they're watching you play. The two of you are like walking down a really deep hole and exposing yourself to the element of gambling.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying I think it already exists just outside of FIFA, outside iOS devices, outside of Android devices.
I'm not arguing that point at all. Yeah, my point's more like, should there be an age cap on it? If it's gambling,
okay, but where do you draw the line?
Well, the MTX...
How far back do you bring it back? Because you've got on the device, and then you've got in real life. We've got it in real life with
these cards,
yeah.
With the cards, but the cards in terms of the market for them, that's a new thing, is it? Where they've started to become valuable?
They've started to become valuable. It was, never really existed. And I don't know, like, actually, here's an example. I've just thought of it. So, in a lot of boxes, in the higher end basketball boxes, you can get a digital card. That's essentially the same thing, because you could buy a box of cards, and it gives you they call it the NPA or RPA rookie patch auto with the signature. It's got a patch of their jersey, and that's perceived to be worth more because it's an autograph. It's got a little bit of memorabilia.
Sure.
You could get a NFT version of that in a pack. So then you've got a Zion Williamson whose RPA, National Treasures RPAs, were selling for $100K. You could get a NFT version of that. So you're not even... So you're opening this pack. You
don't even have
anything maybe getting Zion. Or you could be getting a 6th round pick who no team wanted but picked by default. And then you could also get it online. So like
it's nuts.
Panini, who the manufacturer of these, they've delved into the same area that FIFA's in with the online.
It's a moral
cards.
dilemma. It's like it's an awesome way to make money.
For a brand.
Yeah, for the brand, but it's also semi-wrong to teach young kids how to gamble.
I think that's where the element of me not being, or sitting well, I could be minority. I'm okay with like it not being this way, but I just don't. It doesn't sit right that people are being taught how to, buy these random packs. There's a difference between paying money and knowing what you're getting.
If you're buying Ronaldo and you know for a fact that you're getting Ronaldo after you've just spent your money, like. That's okay because you're buying. It's the same as going to the store and buying a tape measure or buying a packet of M&Ms.
Lucky Dips? Remember Lucky Dips? Like they were like $3, $5 for a Lucky Dip. It's in a freaking paper bag.
What you're saying is
they're the worst. You never win on them.
No, but what you're saying is like, is there harmless fun in having these like Lucky Dips, these pack openings?
Yeah, it's a hobby.
It is a hobby until you start spending all your money.
Well,
100%.
But that's gambling too. Gambling's a hobby to some people, but then it becomes
whatever EA's doing there. $2.8 billion up on everyone else.
Well, they're certainly.
What's that? Is that their 2.8 number? What's that?
That was their 2019 winnings from us buying packs in FIFA and Madden and Apex Legends.
They've got big licensing fees stuff. Yeah. It's not just straight profit, and
that was their straight profit.
Yeah, but what it is,
$2.8 billion in profit.
Yes,
or
it
revenue.
It is straight profit because it's also how it works in FIFA. Because whatever, regardless. There's no value to the things you're getting in the FIFA games when the next FIFA game comes out.
Yeah, they're dead.
There's no way you can't even sell off the players you get. You can sell them off in the market to buy other players, but once that game's done after that year,
you're like 15 to
it's done.
16.
You can spend thousands of dollars and there's no return on that investment.
I know what you mean.
Later on.
And if you're a young kid and you get hooked.
It's not like getting these cards where they're just going to go up in value, so at least there's some benefit to it. At least there's no benefit to except having a more competitive team for that year you're playing. But also, I think that's gambling too, the cards. It's kind of, probably should be an age cap on that too.
I'm just trying to relate it to cards in my mind, and I
think it should be an age cap on that too, surely. If it's like you don't know what you're getting and it's gambling. Yeah, no, there's not, but it should be in my mind, is it like related to the FIFA where the FIFA 19 games, your purchases in-app or in-game don't translate to FIFA 20? Is that the same as having an old basketball player card who's no longer playing or he's retired? Is it the same as that? Well, no, because the game's just completely redundant. Someone might still see your card and value
unless you're still playing the game, and then it's not.
I don't think many
people don't stick around.
No, especially not the online version.
Shit.
No, like once that new one's out, that old game is basically dead.
Is it?
So it's dead money.
Okay.
It's dead money. And
okay, that sounds like a waste.
Yeah, well, there's no potential for
unless you're just trying to floss.
Yeah, you're trying to floss me.
Yeah,
You
but
want to be
still.
flossing at 13 years old. Like,
Yes, they do. Yes,
I
they
just
do.
I just spent $1,000 on FIFA. Woo!
I had mates like that who, you probably did too, and you as well.
I was the one buying FIFA.
You're the one that had money
He
from
was-
their
he was
parents.
the
Well, no, like, even when I was a bit older and actually working, like, wasted too much money on that shit. It's
Really?
so stupid.
No, in school I'd had a mate whose mum would always just give him money for tuck shop, and I don't know whether she's too busy to work or to make lunch, but they'd always have money in it, and it was always more than they needed for lunch. So they would, I think it was League of Legends or CS:GO, Counter-Strike Go. They would always be buying things in that game. I don't know. I
Well, like
never
League of
understood it.
Legends and Counter-Strike, like the weird thing about that people might not know is like the MTXs you're getting there and you're paying for, the skins of guns and characters, it's literally like
What's the
going and
skin of a gun?
Well, for example, you
What it
might have a
looks
gun
like,
that looks
essentially.
grey and then you buy a skin that's now yellow.
Oh, now
It's
I want
literally-
a gold skin
Yeah,
because gold's fucking gold.
It's like a wrap.
It's
for a car,
literally
just a
like
different
going and buying
colour,
a new
different-
shirt. It makes no difference to how
But
good
it's on
the
your gun.
Yeah, but it doesn't make the gun stronger or anything like that. So
Okay,
people
yeah.
just spending money. It's fucking
On League of Legends or Counter-Strike?
all these games.
Yeah,
Okay.
like that's the main one that the games use now. It's
Which-
you're basically buying cosmetic or cosmetic items for your character in the game.
Well, you guys
For-
heard about like big companies like Gucci? They're putting like their items in like the Sims and stuff like that. That's literally like the MTX world. Is they've gone, okay, we can either buy stuff in real life like shirts and handbags, or we could just put our Gucci handbag in Sims. And because
Well, that's the flossing aspect then.
yeah, because if someone sees your Sims world and they're like, oh god, that person's Sim has a Gucci bag.
That's it.
It's hilarious.
Can we turn that dance into a GIF?
That's what it is. Like, I mean, there's people might say there's no real world value. It doesn't make you any better at the game. Doesn't make the game any faster, any stronger. It just literally just
It
makes
just
you look
looks on the game.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that makes complete sense.
Oh, and that's I'm
It's
all
the
for
real
that
world.
too.
It's
You're
literally
buying
the real
a
world.
T-shirt in a game. Like, you're just buying a different piece of clothing that you like the look of.
Well,
That's fine.
I just had a thought. So you know, Ready Player One, the film where no, you've not seen it.
No.
That basically the film is like you put on this VR suit and this VR headset. You go into the game and then you feel everything like it's real life. That's what the suit's for. If you get punched, it feels like you got punched. If you got shot, it feels like you got shot. You don't get hurt in real life. Like, you might get bruised up because of the punches, but you're not going to die from a yeah. Yeah, but that's like, for example, if you're playing like Wii Boxing and you do that combo to someone, they're going to feel that because of the suit.
Let's go!
So Ready Player One was really cool, and they're like people. They got so addicted to this like VR
Getting
suit,
punched.
they literally lived in the world. Like, people would just wake up, feed themselves, drink a bit of water, go to the bathroom, and then like go back into the world.
They exist more virtually than...
Yeah, and they live in slums and stuff like that. But in world, they're like, yeah, Gucci glasses, bags, all
Let's
this shit.
go. Eshe.
Yeah, a
Virtual
show.
Eshe.
Yeah, and you can take people's shit in the virtual world, and like you can run past, grab their bag,
Oh my god.
run off with it.
That sounds... I think COD, I don't know much about it, I've never played it, but COD, you can do something similar where you get put on a map with other people, like other people.
Warzone? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that?
That's you're describing Warzone. But
Okay, and
go on.
then is it the people you can run up to? You can also speak to the people that you can run up to in the game.
Yeah, you can talk
it's
to other
like
people
headset,
playing.
yeah.
Hell, yeah, you really haven't played any video
Dude,
game. But
no,
that's been around for a long time
Dude.
where you could just talk to everyone else in the game.
In world mic, yeah.
Yeah, you
So-
could just you kill them and then you
So what-
teabag their body until
What do you do
hear
in the
them,
games?
You hear them go. This is very common. I don't do this, but it's very funny.
Yeah,
to see
so
people's
what happened?
reaction.
What happened?
You push the
No, you
talk
just-
and then you
yeah, after
trash
you-
talk him. You say,
What do you-
you say stuff like, you shit at the game, blah blah blah, trash talk, and make him feel
What
terrible.
if? Is there a way to know who that person is in real life from the game?
If you're a hacker,
no,
probably.
If you hacked the game, found the IP ping, linked the IP through to the server that they're playing off from the server to their house, then yeah, you'd find
I'm
it.
sure you could, but it's a
there's
lot
no
more
fucking
effort than
way.
it's funny.
You wouldn't know who the person
No,
is.
there's no way.
Okay, no, the reason why I was saying this is because what happens if no, you're a guy, you've got Gucci on, you look good, you look fly,
Yeah.
and then you see a nice looking girl. She's
Sure.
wearing nice high heels.
Dude, that's literally what Ready
Wait,
Player One
wait. What happens when you walk up to her and imagine you've got a girlfriend? Imagine you've got a girlfriend and you walk up to this girl in Call of Duty Warzone or whatever game it is.
Sure,
and then you're looking fly, she's looking fly, and you both start chatting. You hit the press to play.
Sure.
You both start chatting.
Yeah, sure.
Are you flirting?
Am I? No.
No. Like, is that scenario, is that flirting?
Oh,
Yes.
Are you chatting? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Sure.
If they're just like, yeah, sick gun, dude, then that's not really like. What
Your skin is sick.
Yeah, but is that going to be flirting?
Well, that you could if you wanted to. That's the whole point.
So there's no way of knowing like
Dude,
what
you know what's
her
hilarious?
Instagram
This guy's-
handle is.
I mean, you could
You
ask
could
her.
ask. You could be like,
What's your Instagram? You're great at the game. What's that?
get
What a way to pick.
No, it could just be, I don't know.
you add him on Instagram, it's a dude.
It could just be a conversation. You walk up to this girl and her representation by the clothes she's wearing on the game you like, and she likes what you're wearing. Like if you were to approach a girl at an ice cream shop or whatever happens, she's cool.
Yeah.
I'll chat to her.
Shop.
It sounds so bad, hey.
Yeah, well, how old are you? But no, what you're talking about, I don't think the games are there yet. But that's like the Ready Player One aspect where
Dude,
once you start doing that, when you can actually feel and experience everything that's going on in the game,
that's nuts.
then I think you've got a few questions there.
What do you mean? Like feel what's going
Well,
on?
Like,
they
you
got
know,
to
saying
see-
like you feel every punch, you can obviously feel every feeling.
Oh, so you could
couldn't
fuck in the game.
Probably, that's what it
Imagine
seemed like in the game.
that.
I can't even remember if they even
Holy,
touched
why
on
would you
that.
even go outside?
Well,
That's kind of
that's
what-
the concept. This dude literally, spoilers, this dude like falls in love in game to this.
Who falls in
So
love?
the
No,
main character,
protagonist, yeah.
the protagonist, he basically like sees this character, and the thing is, in games now, you could literally create a female character if you're a dude. You're not restricted. So he sees this female
Who
character in
hasn't done
game.
that?
Yeah.
What? Every time I
Every
play. Anyway,
time.
don't worry about it.
He sees this character in game who's female, starts talking, turns out it's actually a girl, and then they fall in love and meet in real life. But it's just like funny, like if we're gonna live in this digital world, you could literally get catfished.
Well, is that the way we're going? Is that if Gucci is starting to? Is it just an advertising thing, or are they seeing
I
that
think
the
they're testing the
market is
waters.
kind of?
Yeah, they're testing.
People are
waters.
going to start
this
wanting
is-
to live
This
online.
is changing because you mentioned Gucci and Sims.
Yeah.
And like us, this week has been huge for the content sort of world, the digital world, because Gucci have just done a digital experience with Roblox to allow
Roblox.
I don't know. Is
What's
that it?
Roblox? Is it? It's like a.
It's a
Mobile
game.
game?
It's a game. No, it's a game
It's-
for kids. Basically, you run around and just build shit.
Is it like,
and,
it sounded? I was reading up about it. It sounded like Minecraft when I heard
there's
it.
all different. You can go through like different areas of the game, do different things. Like one game might be like Tiggy, one game might be like Minecraft, one might be like a Roblox version of Call of Duty, one might be like a farming simulator. Like there's all kinds of things. So
Because-
it's like an open world sort of experience.
Okay, because on The Sims you could get Gucci handbags.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can get Gucci clothes. So Gucci have started to open their eyes up to the in-game purchases, and Gucci still is Gucci. They've still got the brand power behind it to make
that
it
work.
look like a floss.
Do you know what's hilarious?
How much are these in-game transactions?
I've got no idea.
Yeah, I'll find it while
Yeah.
you guys are talking. But you know what's interesting, right? Travis Scott, a while
Fortnite.
ago, he did that Fortnite concert, and then they started doing the Travis Scott burger and like referencing it to Fortnite and all this sort of stuff. Anyway, I'm going to find this
Travis
Gucci.
Scott already had a lot of those things lined up that you mentioned, but he did a virtual concert where an animation of him was created. Did you watch it at all?
I saw videos of it. I didn't
pretty-
go to watch it, but yeah, I
It
saw
was pretty
the clips.
impressive
It looked
because it was the first of its type. This was, I think, at the start of the pandemic, and I don't know if the pandemic accelerated those types of virtual
cool.
tours.
Yeah, I think so. I think it did.
Because that was very creative, and then he created the Cactus Jack burger, being I think the third person ever to partner with McDonald's. I think I'm probably wrong there, but partnering with McDonald's is huge.
Huge.
Dude, you know what's hilarious? As I'm looking this up, there's multiple websites here where you can basically like use their content creator code. So, for example, you might put in like, outspoken show 123, and like that's our content creator code. And then if someone buys the Gucci handbag, we get a cutback on it. Dude, there's like all things like that. I'm trying to find
Affiliate
the
links.
Yeah,
That's-
affiliate.
Yeah, same thing as
Of
buying a
course,
real one. Yeah.
That's why that whole avenue is exciting.
So what'd you say? There's a big week for that. What other kind of things are going on with that?
Well, I'd like to get into everything else, but
There's not a single thing here about numbers from Sims, sorry.
But Spotify, Discord, and Zoom have all announced live streaming things. So I thought that was pretty huge. Facebook they've been talking about it for a while. They've also announced that they'll be doing a Instagram for under 13-year-olds. Facebook are also doing a live fashion show on Fridays, I believe it is. Fashion Show Fridays, something like that. That whole area just gets me excited.
Dude, Amazon...
Sorry.
It's got more.
Keep going. Lay it all out.
No, I was just going to say, like, I sort of want to, like, go into each one.
Yep.
So like, that Gucci one, is the online image of ourselves starting to become as important in real life?
Yes.
For myself, no, but I can see lots of people are
exactly.
certainly starting to care about it.
No, some people really do care about it. I mean, like, World of Warcraft, for example, game's been around for ages. There's literally people who eat, sleep, breathe World of Warcraft. Their character's like the duck's nuts. And when you see their character online in the community, you're like, oh, that's Joseph 14. And you know him as Joseph 14. And you don't know the person behind the screen. You just know Joseph 14. Some people, for them, like, the digital world is their life. It's definitely more important.
I think does it depend what time you spend more on? Because I don't play any games, but I see the image of ourselves portrayed on Instagram as like a midpoint to the real life, which is you wearing Air Jordans, you're wearing Gucci
looking the
belt, you're looking fly in real life when I see you face to face. And then you've got this sort of middle ground that's Instagram, which is online, the pictures I take, which we all know are face-tuned and edited at a high level. And then you've got these in-game purchases where people can sort of level up their appearance like they could in real life.
I think it depends why you're using that, or why you're being drawn more towards that in-game, making yourself look better in that. Like, is it just another way of just expressing how you desire to look? Or is it like you're escaping yourself because you're not happy with how you look? And then I think if that's the case, then it can be a very dangerous path.
I don't think it's that, though.
I think it definitely is an element of. I don't know if it's completely that or more so.
Why is that?
Because I think a lot of people use it as a way to escape. Like, I don't like how I look in real life, but in this game, I can make myself look however I want. I'm going to make myself this.
But are you talking about just clothes and Gucci sneakers?
Everything be these like whatever, depending on the game.
Or are you talking about changing like full physical appearance?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think if you, and this is maybe not the majority, it could be a small percentage of people who do it this way, but I think if that's what it turns into, it will head down to people wanting to be in there more, especially if they're deeply insecure about how they look in the real world.
Yeah, imagine if you could play Sims, right? And before, like when you're starting your Sims character, you could have like a face scan. It puts your face on the screen, then you could edit your face the way you wanted it.
Yeah.
So if you're that's what you're talking about, which is you can then go ahead and.
But I think like when it comes to the clothes and buying, not changing your physical appearance, but changing the things that you wear in real life, there's probably, just say you had a pair of Gucci sneakers for $2,000. There's definitely a higher quality, better made pair of shoes for $2,000 on the market. I don't know what it is.
R.M. Williams.
I don't know what it is, but there's one that exists. But they're buying Gucci for the reason that it is Gucci.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's that actually different from buying a pair of Gucci shoes.
No, I think to that it's the exact same thing.
It's the exact.
Yeah, that's the exact same
thing. We can agree on that.
So are more brands going to start doing it then? Because Gucci's doing it. There's probably
I think they'll wait to see,
but it's probably not as well rolled out.
Like if I was a competitor to Gucci, I'd be straight in there and just like trying to get a little.
How would you be doing it?
Do exactly the same as what they've done.
There's no
just drop a section of your content into the game. For example, you could have. Like when people are doing, we'll talk about fashion because we're on that topic now. But if you're designing a handbag, right, you'll have an illustrator draw it up before you even start cutting fabric and building the physical item. Well, what about if Gucci just had like a massive team of illustrators, same way that like League of Legends has illustrators, and instead of building the actual item here in reality, we're just building a digital version and just pump them straight into the game. It's like exclusive to the game.
What if they were trials? What if they were trials for the physical product?
And so
then they know what design works. Because they don't need to build anything. But I'm sure the design team comes up with 20 different renders of different colorways.
Yeah, and you can try them all.
What if they were in-app? You can try them. Okay, well, hang on. This one's purchased 80% more.
Boom,
Well,
we're going to make
we
it.
know what's probably going to work better.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure NBA 2K does that. They've got
Really?
like all these kind of
Jerseys.
Nike things and
That's
Nike.
cool.
I don't know if it's new products, but they have all these different customizations you can do with your character.
They'll probably give you options.
Using
yeah.
them as trials. Yeah, that's
Wow.
actually.
Do you know what would be cool
makes
as well?
a lot of sense.
What happens if you were these big companies, Gucci, Nike? You're like, oh, fuck. You know what? There's this shoe that we've been wanting to put on the market for like the past 6 months. Why don't we build it as a single like entity? There's no other version of it. It's just by itself. Put an NFT tag on it. We'll sell it in game for like 60 coins, and then we'll see like the value of it in 6 months' time. It blows up, so you're like, oh well, it worked. Let's make a real life version, and you only release a single one. For example, they made that aeroplane handbag for that famous dude. I'll have to find it maybe.
I don't know.
It went nuts. What if you had a digital version of that prior to you building it?
But I think, to me, it's mind-boggling that these games, like is it Call of Duty Warzone? Is that the
it's Call of Duty Warzone. Just one of the game modes that's widely played.
But in my example, it didn't matter. I was just wondering. But the fact that these games cost tens, potentially hundreds of millions of dollars to make, but yet there's no ads. To me, the fact that people's eyes are so intently glued on it, and I'm not talking about a banner ad where you're watching TV and it cuts for 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, you're
I'm talking about
like
placement, product placement, brand deals. Why aren't there on a Call of Duty Warzone map a McDonald's burger on one street corner?
No, but there are sometimes.
Is that okay? That does happen.
There are sometimes.
FIFA has all the advertisers that FIFA
Really?
will
Dude,
usually have.
So you know when you go watch a football game, all those side banners near the stadium,
they exist on FIFA.
This exact same FIFA,
Okay, that's
Madden,
good.
like all that.
Okay, I'm glad.
So there are.
I'm glad.
No, what you're saying is like there's a massive area to capitalize.
I think brands should be paying more attention to that. The fact that people are so focused and undistracted when they're playing these games.
You've got is that, for example, certain games like Call of Duty. We'll keep it on Call of Duty. You can't really just have like an ad here, an ad there, an ad there. Like the audience who's playing the game are going to be like, "What the fuck? This isn't Call of Duty."
I think that's what's kept it out for a while. I think the gaming community they're so hard to.
But
if you piss them off, they're going to tell you. And you're
World
gonna
of
fix
Warcraft, for example, you can't just be like moving your character through World of Warcraft and be like, "Wow, that's Gucci flip flops over there on the corner." Like that'd be like, "Hang on, why the fuck is Gucci flip flops in like a medieval dungeon?"
But why couldn't it be Timberlands? Because that suits. I can't imagine the vibe. But there are brands. It's brand alignment. There are brands that would make sense in that circumstance.
They mustn't.
Why isn't it?
I think the audience.
Why isn't it a North Face jacket that they're wearing?
It takes away from like the experience of being in an alternate world, and the audience, like Dino said, it's the audience. If the audience turns around and goes "fuck off," there is no chance you're going to make it work.
Which they will. If they do not like what you're doing to their game, they will tell you, and you will probably fix it. That was
literally the Super League. Literally the Super League, where they didn't like what happened, they just got rid of it.
Is it like what you said, where they want to be living in a different world when they play the game, so they don't want to relate to anything that they're seeing?
Yeah, it's an escape mechanism. Like, dude, if you've just finished like a full blown week of work, you're just like, fuck, I want to come home and be a barbarian in this game, and I'm just going to smash some shit. I don't want to think about the real world.
Yeah.
And just for 2 hours of your weekend, you're a barbarian smashing shit in this fake world. That's where like the appeal behind video games comes from, in my opinion, and like from my experience.
Okay.
And I don't think that like the audience, that particular audience who use it as an escape mechanism, I don't really think they want to see like Gucci flip flops in the corner of their screen. You know?
Yeah, I think it'd be.
But I totally agree.
Too much of it.
But I totally agree where you're coming from, Luke. Like there is a massive opportunity for the right brands and the right agents to like sync up and put stuff strategically through games, because it's just.
I just wish I actually played games so that I sort of actually knew what it looked like inside, because I completely agree with what you're saying, and if it's too obvious and too in your face,
can you do it subtly?
I know it can be done.
But there are some games where it just wouldn't make sense. Like what you say, like World of Warcraft, League of Legends, the way they're formatted, having like product placement in that would be so. A subtle one in like Call of Duty.
I guarantee you, it can happen. I don't know what it would look like or what product it would look be.
So weird.
I don't know what Call of Duty. There'll be something, I'm sure.
It could be subtly done, because you could be walking around. There's just a poster or sign somewhere. Like that's different.
Or you could have a blown out building of this brand. For example, you could have a McDonald's drive-through, and it's completely blown out, and that's one of the buildings that has like a chest that you can go get a gun from, for example. I don't know.
I think one of the reasons it hasn't been done as much or much at all is because it's mostly kids who play the games too, and then it's targeted advertising towards kids, and whether people are okay with that.
Look at Facebook. I mean, I know.
But no, I think that's why the hesitation's been there. But this is why I think would definitely be part of it, because there are a lot of people who aren't okay with targeted advertising at kids.
Yeah.
And if the major
the
demographics,
parents, you mean the parents of the kids?
Yeah, most people. Yeah,
not even parents. Like just the I'm not a parent, but I can definitely sit here and say I despise the fact that FIFA hide gambling in like a random pack. Like I despise that element. Of it.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's fucking a kid's brain.
I agree because people are still you're mocking the Gucci flip flops, but people are still buying the Gucci handbag to wear in Sims.
No, they are. Yeah.
So like I know what you're saying. Right game. There's a balance.
You got to find the right. Game.
I think it definitely exists.
Dude, in Sims is literally like your prime opportunity.
Is it?
Well, like the concept is that your character has like their life, and around your character you build the rest of the city, or like there's all kinds of gameplay in Sims. But if you just focus on your character alone and like trying to make them happy and like have them have their life, there's heaps of opportunities for these brands to put the right items in the game. For example,
in that game, it absolutely makes sense.
It makes perfect
because it's just a simulation of you're living just another person's life on this game.
Even Fortnite makes sense. Like we had Travis Scott there. Why couldn't you have like Post Malone and Post Malone being like, oh, here's Bud Light bit. You know what I mean?
So why can't artists then say, okay, I'm sure there's a stadium or some field that exists in a game.
Mm.
Why can't we say, all right, at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, I'm going to have it pre-recorded. You're going to be playing a pre-recorded version of my concerts in that field.
That works
People
perfectly.
in the game can then go watch, because that's what Fortnite did. It's not my idea.
That works perfectly though.
That's a good match where it's like you're selling entertainment in an entertainment form. You're not selling a product. That's why I think it's a little bit different. Like artists selling their product in terms of my entertainment is different than selling a product.
Okay.
I think that's why they've done that crossover.
But
as well.
Artists doing virtual concerts are becoming increasing.
But it doesn't even have to be virtual concerts. It could be like if I'm an artist who makes banging music like Flume, for example, I could turn around to you Fortnite and be like, hey man, look, I'll build you this song. It's going to be 3 minutes. It'll have an NFT security attachment with it. It's only for Fortnite. Give me a deal. Like that's the where you're saying where these brands and like these individuals can make a name for themselves and make themselves known in the digital world.
I think we'll see a lot more of it because, like I was just saying before, Spotify, Discord, and Zoom have all announced a Spotify's virtual concert.
Yeah.
Discord and Zoom have more focused on live events, live virtual events like conferences, for example. I think there was
in-game playing Fortnite. Yeah. Hey, look, Stacey, we're gonna need those numbers on that build you were getting out in like about 2 hours.
Can you send that quote? Done? Can you get that quote to us?
Massive LAN party conference. Let's
go. Yeah, Dave. Look, kill the boss, and then what we'll do, man? We'll get in and we'll look at the spreadsheets and
we'll look at the numbers. We'll weigh them up. We'll get back to you. I'll have my guy speak to your guy.
Nuts.
But Dua Lipa has had, because she did a concert last year, and I think it's the biggest ever virtual concert. She had 5 million views, 5 million streams.
Oh, that's fucked.
On this concert.
That is ridiculous.
I looked it up. Vasco Rossi has done the biggest ever in-person concert of 224,000 people.
Which is a lot of people. That is a lot of people.
But that's like 20, 25 times. My math's shocking, but no, I think that's what it is.
You're saying your reach is just like amplified dramatically.
You can't, the facilities sort of almost don't exist in a way to be able to. And
you
also,
can't match that in real life.
Geographically, because you're able to grab people from the UK, from Germany,
your reach is
South Africa, like
dramatic.
All these different.
It's literally people just sitting there on their phones or in their bedroom playing on the console. Yeah. It's like you can talk to them and you're in the other side of the world.
You have Dua Lipa concert on the background while you're doing 3 other things.
Yeah.
It's just there. Yeah, I'm watching it.
Like to me, that sounds awesome if you're having a party. Like what the hell? I'll get Travis. It'll be a live performance. I'll buy the tickets. Spotify selling $15 tickets for the event. So I'll pay $15. People are coming over. We'll listen to Travis. There's a visual component too. We'll play that on the TV for people that want to watch it. Like, to me, that's cool. And it's not live. It's not Travis performing live. It's a pre-recorded version, but it's only played during that window.
Yeah, which is cool.
So,
which is essentially the same thing to the people watching it, because they're the only ones seeing it, the first one seeing it.
And there'll be no technical difficulties because it's essentially just a broadcast. And the audio is going to be good as well. I don't know if you watch on grand final days, sometimes they'll have an artist come in and perform in the stadium.
Often horribly, it's just not the right environment for a stadium or for a performance like that.
You've got complete creative control.
Also, you could record it in a sound booth.
That's what they're doing.
So, your sound would be crisp rather than like just audio. Amplifying out through the stadium.
Perfect audio, great for a party.
It's getting me thinking, boys.
Yeah, because Spotify doing $15 tickets. But is this a way for creators to come up with? Is this creators coming up with ways to interact with fans on what feels like or more like a one-to-one setting?
Do you think?
I don't
it would
think
feel
it's
any more like a one. I don't think it would feel any more personal.
I think it's more inclusive. I think they're doubling down on inclusivity. They're not trying to go to like the individuality. They're just like, you know what? There's already fucking 50 million of you playing this game. We may as well just have a concert where all 50 million of you listen to it.
It's part of like what's special about a concert though is like you're not necessarily guaranteed to get it if a popular person comes. Like you have to get in there quick. You have to be on the event. You have to get there. You have to be ready. And there's part of a satisfaction with being okay. There's 80,000 people here, but a lot more people wanted to come. I got to go see it. Is there something that's going to be lost with that?
I agree, but in a concert, you've got the 80,000 people, but there are way, way more super fans that Travis Scott has that want to be purchasing tickets.
And they literally just can't get there.
Like, sometimes it's not even... It is that they want to go to the concert, but fans also feel a responsibility to, like, almost say thank you to the creator.
Yes, of course, that they like the music, they want to them.
Exactly, they want to be able to give back and encourage them to keep going. So there's also that aspect. So having 40,000 people that couldn't get into the concert, not pay anything, miss out entirely. I don't think it's going to ever take away in-person concerts because there's an energy of other people around you and 50,000 people around you
who are super fans.
It actually is giving me goosebumps, who are all super hyped about this one song or this one moment, and the goosebumps are getting bigger on me. But there's something about that can't be replaced. But if it's a $15 ticket, it's going to be better than a Travis Scott playlist because the audio is going to be better. It's going to be better mixed. There's also going to be some aspects of a performance visually.
And you can also,
is it more inclusive?
Well, you can make it really inclusive. Well, I was just having to think. You could actually make it super individual. I'm going to go back on what I just said, where I said we're doubling down on inclusivity. I'm actually going to take that away because if you wanted to, you could stream it just to certain servers at certain times of the week. For example, you could say, okay, the server that's just for Brisbane, only people in Brisbane are going to hear this on Monday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And just people in Sydney are going to hear it at 3:30 in the afternoon. And you can like timetable it to make it really like individual.
Use it like a tour. It's almost the same
literally.
as a tour.
Use it like a tour because you're not doing anything at that period of time. Yep. So if they wanted to create a chat, Travis Scott could be live on the chat at that period. I don't even know if, and I'm pretty sure Spotify don't offer that feature, but that would be something that they should look at including.
Well, imagine if they were like...
Because they're able to break it down.
Yeah. Imagine if Travis was like live streaming and he's like, oh, yep, David 42 in Brisbane, yeah, so keen for the show tonight. Yeah. Like, glad you're listening, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's what you're talking about.
Hey, guys, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
People would get off on that just by, like, having that... And people know that it's not directly to them, but there's still that... It's a closer connection.
Yeah, it is.
I think...
Well, that is definitely closer than him standing on the stage and me at the back of the mix.
Ooh, I don't know what beats that.
No, but what I'm saying...
I know what you're saying, though.
No, it's more inclusive. For example, if he's on the stage...
He just can't see me. Nosebleed seats.
And I'm right out the back. He's not going to be like, oh shit, Dylan from Brisbane. Oh, damn. No, like, he's not... He doesn't.
Well, you kind of see that with Twitch. Like, people watch people play video games, they get shout-outs. They're like, oh, yeah. People love those shout-outs. They give more donations or whatever it is because they just want to hear their name said.
Like David Bowie donated $5 to say pee-pee poo-poo.
Impossible.
Yeah.
David Bowie can't.
No, but... I
know, and it's PewDiePie. Pee-pee poo-poo. But, I think it's exciting. But
there is a market for it, for
and
sure.
I
People
think,
will like that.
And I think it's still sustainable when artists start to tour again and when festivals start to...
It's just another option, isn't it? It's another thing that they can do if they can't physically tour for whatever reason.
You could also do more in the year.
Oh,
Like more
100%.
tours in the year. Because you're only one person. Whereas you can broadcast to 50 places at once.
In the Spotify thing, it's a
More,
$15 ticket. It's not the $150. So people are like, oh, I want the cheaper option. I'll just watch the virtual one.
Exactly.
Oh, I want to go see him. I'm going to pay $150.
Exactly.
Go see them in person. I think it's probably a really good thing in terms of giving them options and people options.
But will there be a point if there's too many pre-recorded concerts sold? Can you keep selling the same pre-recording? Or not the same pre-recording, it might be a different album. But how much can you keep pushing this?
Well, you could push it a lot because of the use of NFTs. This is so interesting that everything's tying together.
Live purchases though.
Yeah, because people may not have heard it because there could be NFT codings on it, so you can't copy it because it's individual in and of itself.
We need a actual a proper fucking NFT expert because I'd love to have it broken down and,
really
and
cool.
all the potentials of it explained to me because it sounds exciting and it does seem tied into everything. But I wonder though, is there a point where there'll be too many pre-recorded concerts?
Maybe.
Too diluted. Too many people can just do it, and there's no
Flume can make one on Wednesday, and then he can make another one on 2 weeks Wednesday.
Yeah, it's like, bro, this is barely different. Does that happen?
If that happens, I think wouldn't it be like anything. Like the market would be like, oh, we don't want to see this anymore. People will stop doing it because they're not being as fruitful as they were initially. I think it'll sort itself out. But I think it definitely has that potential of people just going too hard at it, too many different things that are very similar.
And just overwhelm the community.
Yeah, too much. And then people just don't do anything. It's like, oh, fuck it.
Because touring's expensive as well. Touring's expensive because it's obviously the travel costs. But then I've heard stories, and I can't remember who the artist was, but would spend more on the actual... Actually, it was Travis. Because he can actually afford to spend more on the actual concert through the audio and the props that he has on stage with him, and whether it's the Astro World roller coaster, so many other things going on that it's not just 80,000 people bought a $100 ticket. That's $800K. It's not that. There's costs of having the audio and there's so many other things.
The logistics is almost impossible to understand without going to the detail.
Exactly. Yeah, and I can't even fully comprehend it, but I understand a snippet of it. So that's why I'm sort of thinking these virtual tours could become a thing for lesser known artists as well, because they don't have to go to Europe to get a European.
Lewis Capaldi, he literally made a name for himself as a digital artist, and then
wow. So many of them.
One like Britain's Talent.
Because the good quality people will still break through and rise to the top.
Always.
So that won't... I don't think that'll change
always.
from that.
But when the other people,
Harder
the ones who are up and coming, when they try and get into it because it's cheaper and easier, is that when it becomes flooded and diluted?
Well, it favours the independent because you don't need probably the studios and things to push your stuff or record labels.
Well, what if you had
traditional model is?
I think record labels are just about gone.
Yeah, I think that's this is another step in the direction of going away from it, being able to do it yourself.
Everyone's more independent.
What if these games, new platforms, if you will, for example, we'll use Fortnite. What if they became the record label where it's oh, David, you really want to put your music on here? Well, we're gonna have to do a deal with you. We're gonna have to sign you.
Yeah, that's not the record label.
That's how it's controlled. So that is how you prevent this massive opening of the floodgates. Everyone swamps it. It's
I know what you mean. Yeah. That's more of a manager or an agent's role though, not necessarily a record label. That's sort of having a show booked for you.
Okay, yeah, sure.
That's more I think what that is, and that's more to do with licensing, but Well, we're an example of not needing a label. Essentially, we don't need
no label. We don't want no label.
No, but we don't need Channel 9.
We want a label, dude.
I mean, yeah, fuck it. Channel 9 can sign us. But we don't need those big broadcasting channels. We can just do this. Fuck. But fuck Channel 9.
We're individuals.
We sit here on our own. But we also don't need. There's no one telling us what to say. We've got full creative control. We can do whatever we want. including fuck Channel 9.
I appreciate the freedom in that.
Why did this come about? Why fuck Channel 9?
I don't know.
Was there
It
anything in
just
your
felt like the
journalism
right thing to
days?
say.
Okay.
Well, it just felt like the right thing to say at the moment.
Okay.
Dino woke up, chose chaos. He's
Pro
like,
fucking talk.
He woke up, chose chaos.
destroy Channel 9.
Yeah. Because, like, I don't know, because that whole spectrum is exciting because I think the floodgates are just opening. Because do you know Jeff Widek? Jeff's Barbershop? No, that's a no.
You're gonna have to top
No,
us up on this
so
one.
Jeff Widek has he's part of David Dobrik. I've told you about David Dobrik. He's part of the Vlog Squad. David Dobrik's in the middle of getting cancelled. Who knows what will happen with that? I don't.
Probably talk shit on Channel 9. Probably what he did.
Fuck Channel 9, probably. No, it was a bit more than that.
Okay.
Do you imagine Channel 9
I don't
article?
remember.
It's like 3 men on YouTube talking shit. It's just us on repeat. Fuck
Yeah.
Channel 9.
But if you
Oh,
want
Channel 7 will love us. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
They're like, yes, let's promote this outspoken show.
Sunrise. Oh, let's go.
Yeah, well, we
I
can
like
replace
Koshi.
Sunrise.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck Koshi. Fuck them all. I don't even know what I was saying.
You were talking about...
Jeff
Dobrik.
Widek has his YouTube channel called Jeff's Barbershop, which is super cool because it's a podcast interview style format, but he's cutting people's hair. He's a
that's
hairdresser. Cool. So he was a hairdresser, so that's what he does. But he released a docuseries about how David Dobrik took a break from YouTube, from posting, and then mid-coronavirus, he got his vlog squad together, was planning this sort of epic video with a culmination of different stunts where each member of the vlog squad would do a different stunt.
Sure.
Jeff Widek's stunt was skydiving. He then decided to participate just off the cuff in another person's stunt, which was in a lake. They put an excavator in a lake.
I think I saw...
Probably, and spun.
Hit someone?
Yeah. So what happened was he was spinning around, and then they stopped. David Dobrik stopped the excavator from spinning. So because he's a loose end, he just whacks right into the arm of the excavator. Big metal fucking structure. Big structure. Big bulldozer type shit. At 30, 40 k's an hour. He nearly died.
Oh, yeah.
Lost his eye. Well, didn't lose his eye, but I don't know if it's a fake.
Smashed up his eye socket.
Has had multiple surgeries on his eye.
Oh.
Terrible, terrible thing what's happened.
Terminator, I'll be back.
He didn't tell anyone for a year what happened. No one knew.
Oh.
So he's still running his Jeff's Barbershop where everyone sees his face. Everyone's commentating, that's shocking Botox. Everyone's talking about it. God. He hasn't said to anyone. He's wearing a patch at times. Everyone's talking about it. Didn't explain to everyone. Dropped a trailer and then dropped a 4-part docuseries. Recommend it. Check it out. It's called Jeff Widek docuseries. I don't know what the actual name is. Sorry. Find it yourself. But it's
It's
very
easy
good.
enough to find with a good Google search.
Yeah. Anyway, the trailer and the 4-part got 25 million views.
Oh, God.
Yeah, which is more than what a lot of streaming platforms would get on a movie or a documentary.
Oh, yeah.
More than a lot of Hollywood productions. And that same sort of thing coming back to us. I mean, we're definitely not getting 25 million.
Yet.
But, exactly, yeah, we will. But, like, it's that point of you don't need anyone, you don't need Sony, you don't need Universal
You've still got
to
a
put
great-
out your stuff.
Well, that's-
because they're doing it themselves.
Dude, literally, there's a few people who talk about this. Gary Vee says all the time, he says, like, you are the best tool for success. Like, if you want to push your name and you want to push your thing, go do it, because you can. Because the reach that we have on the internet is nuts. Like, absolutely nuts. You can message anyone. You can literally just search up someone from the USA and just flick them a message. Hey, man, how's it going? You want to check out the podcast? Like,
Yeah. Well, so I was just doing numbers in my head just then. And I didn't actually do the maths, but I was wondering what the numbers were. Do you have your phone?
2 plus 2
Don't
is
do
4.
the numbers. Because on a YouTube video, you're probably getting $6 per 1,000 views.
Oh,
So
okay.
go $6, and it ranges from $4 per 1,000 views is the lower end,
Sure.
and then $8 per 1,000 views is the higher end. So $6
Yep.
times 25 million. That's what he got from YouTube AdSense alone.
Okay.
But YouTube have community guidelines, so there were parts of the video that he couldn't show. So he couldn't show his eye. He had it pixelated. He couldn't show the full smash. So that was.
So you can imagine like how much more of a coverage you'd get if you had like your fucking eye hanging out. Everyone would be sharing it. Like, oh,
Wait, because he goes, the full version goes on Patreon.
oh,
So he had 40,000 Patreon subscriptions
Just
from the docuseries.
Wow.
So then what's the number? 25 million times $6.
25 million times 6.
25 million times $6. That's just a YouTube AdSense. And then he's got...
Jeez,
so
that's 150 million.
150,000.
Wait, you said 25 million times 6.
$6.
$6 times 6.
Yeah, what's that number?
That's 150 million.
No, what you've done.
You haven't told me to divide it by 100?
No.
What he's doing is he's got 25 million total views.
Times 2.5 million. Okay, yeah.
Good. Wait,
because,
times 2.5.
Okay, that's the CPM, sorry.
But that's crazy though. Like the fact that his Patreon,
the minimum Patreon amount is $5, and it goes up to 20. So even at $5 a month times 40,000 subscriptions,
yeah, making money, dude.
That's, I don't know what that is again. It's 200k 1 month, 200k in a month.
And let's just say like half of those people forget to cancel their subscriptions.
Well, so what happened was 22,000 did cancel their subscriptions after a month, and then 18,000 cancelled. He's still got 22,000 subscriptions.
That's nuts.
After this. And then he's saying he's doing a Jeff.fm podcast. So then that releases first onto Patreon. So he's doing all these things. Very smart. But is that the way that we're going to start to see things? Because boxing already do it where it's pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Because he essentially tried to do a pay-per-view docuseries on Patreon. Except Patreon's a lifetime type.
Yeah, so you sign up for as long as you want to be signed up, rather than like
it's
I'm paying
indefinite.
for a one-time.
Exactly.
thing.
If you just said, okay, it's $18 to see the uncensored versions or something like that, or $12.
You'd have 40,000 by $18.
Exactly.
As opposed to like
and then you can still, but you can still sell them on the other content that's in the Patreon as well.
Sure. You can tier the levels of content too, so you can say, okay, you got to get this $15 content to see this one docuseries thing.
So his goes from $5 to $20 a month. So there's ranges as well, and that to me is exciting.
That's a good avenue for the independent to go there. I think that is definitely presenting an option to people who wouldn't even think about. Oh, I can use these Patreons
to paywall.
Yeah, to show this documentary I've created.
But it's so smart because he's actually doing it on both. You're just, if you want to see that 10% extra, which is why everyone's watching the documentary, docuseries, everyone is watching it to see the face smash.
Well, but also surely it'd be a little bit more in depth, pardon me, than just...
Nope.
Just literally
not pixelated. Just not pixelated. You can see more of his other stuff that he makes for his Patreon account. What the hell? But you're, like, the reason why
So 40,000 people are paying just to see this dude get his face smashed up?
Just to see the actual unpixelated version.
Just to see the actual thing.
That's true fans.
That's out of how many did you say? Sorry, how many watched it on?
He said 40,000.
25 million views on YouTube.
Yep. So yeah, what's that percentage? So it's still a small percentage,
terribly small percentage,
but it's a huge percentage for him. Like in terms of a huge number of people signing up for that.
Exactly.
That makes sense though. There are enough people who want to see that.
So who wants to get our face smashed? Who's putting their hands up?
Luke.
No.
I vote you.
You can do it with our feet after the marathon. Sell it on like Feet Finder, that program for people who buy feet pics.
I don't know if they would like those kind of feet pics though.
You never know, dude.
Well, dude, there must be a market for it.
Dude,
I think it's a niche.
Fucked up marathon feet. Ooh, let's go.
Marathon feet, $5 a photo.
Oh, mine are worth at least $8.
God. $8 for $1 each toe that you have left after this marathon.
My feet are going to be perfect. I'm going to be in great condition after the marathon.
Get a pedicure afterwards?
Oh, I think I'll be running the next day.
Oh, fuck bullshit.
Jeez, I don't know about that. I definitely won't be.
Who knows?
Yeah, take the few days off work.
Have you decided to do that yet?
Well, I'll probably take some holidays then anyway. Don't get much of a chance leading up. So I think I'll probably just do it right after that. What? Hopefully I don't break a leg or something, so I waste the holidays.
God, you better not break your leg.
I hope I don't break both my legs during the marathon.
No, you won't break your bloody legs.
I won't, no.
You won't break your legs unless you...
Dino just trips
intentionally
breaks What would cause you to break your legs?
Trip.
I run into something.
Car hits you.
You're running into a moving car. For you to break your legs.
It's a game of chicken.
Yeah.
It's just like, come on, dude.
Come at me! Come on! Fuck Channel 9. Is it Channel 9
Yeah,
vehicle?
I see a Channel 9 van,
They're
and I just run straight into it.
filming the
Like,
marathon. You're like, this is an insurance claim.
The course is going that way. Dino's going that way. Yeah.
Dylan, hide that. Censor out what Dylan just said, just in case I choose to go for that. That's-
Sure, it's
yeah, I don't want that to have this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can blur that.
Every time I say it,
check
Maddie's
into our
just-
Patreon.
Maddie's just cutting it out every time I say insurance claim.
Yeah, like TikTok. Well, that's a good thing because we don't have to have anyone tell us what we can and can't say.
I do appreciate that aspect of the
No,
show.
that's good. I mean, this is supposed
It's
to just
what
be
you
three dudes talking
want.
about whatever
What
the
we-
hell we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And it'd be shit if all we did was just talk about the news and just be censored and,
That's
and
literally what we've done.
But that's
No,
what
no, no,
our
I-
generation hates.
Yeah.
COVID
the-
this and COVID
The
that.
Yeah.
overproduced thing, because the internet provides you with uncensored content all the time.
It's
So
all a
why
bit
would you
more
not
real.
go for that? Because it just feels more natural and real.
Well,
Because it is.
That's what Joe Rogan's in trouble. Well, not in trouble for.
What do you get in trouble
Well,
for?
no, just with the Spotify deal. He's getting both sides because there are people that don't like that he's with Spotify and that they've taken some episodes down. And he's gone, sure.
What episodes have they taken down?
There was a few older episodes that they didn't actually just bring it onto the
Oh,
the
they
service.
just cut it out completely.
Exactly, and
Yeah,
he
sure.
did say initially that all old episodes will be up on Spotify, and he's going, well, you're giving me $100 million bag, sure, don't bring them up.
Speaking about bags, Jake Paul was like, oh, I reckon I can get a $1 million bag by the end of my boxing career.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
$1 million or $1 billion?
$1 billion.
I was going to say
okay.
a million. Like,
I was
here
like,
it is.
I meant to say one.
Yeah,
a
billion,
billion.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Depends. I mean,
'cause
if
he
he's
thinks-
fighting for
no,
another
he-
10 years, I think he
No,
definitely
he
can.
thinks he's
You
going to
reckon?
get some
Mr.
big
Beast.
fights.
Logan Paul,
You
they'll
don't
be
think the
billionaires.
mystique will wear off at some point? You think it's just going to be able to push it up to $1 billion?
It won't be.
That's
It
a
won't.
big-
I don't think it'll just be from boxing, but I think their brand.
No, he was saying.
He said
just
one fight,
from
yeah.
Boxing, I
Wow.
will get a $1 billion bag by the end of my career. He put that up on his Instagram.
I don't think that's him even truly believing
That's
it. This is my take on it. That's just a
unlikely.
way for him to say something so controversial.
That being
People are
said-
drawn to it, and we're talking about it.
Yeah.
That's just all it
That,
is.
that being said, boxers are getting paid more and more.
Him versus
But
brother.
how much does it need to increase? I said it before because I wanted it to be said, but
think
Logan
it's
Paul
inevitable?
versus Jake Paul will be the biggest pay-per-view fight ever. Logan Paul versus Mayweather will be the biggest pay-per-view fight until Logan Paul and Jake Paul
Do they need
happens.
more credibility first, though?
No.
They need to fight
do.
some more professional
They do.
boxers. They need to keep
100%.
winning, and then
Yep.
they can do it. Because
Yep.
I don't think
Hilarious.
It'll
I don't think
be a
many
couple of
people would
years.
care. It'll just be a YouTube audience that will give a shit now, unless
It'll
they
be a
become
couple
more
of
credible.
years.
Yeah,
They'll-
You mean like the die-hard boxing fans won't give
yeah
a shit?
they won't
Yeah.
give a shit unless they start beating real
Well,
boxers
I
in
do,
real
I do
fights.
think the diehard boxing fans are actually a smaller percentage than like the crowd that they
Yes.
have following
Yeah,
them.
fair enough.
But I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
What
To
happens
get
if,
that mainstream acceptance.
What happens if Mayweather loses? Is that enough credibility?
I think people were able to brush off as just an exhibition. He didn't care.
Yeah.
No,
Like, I don't think it matters.
No, but what happens if he gets his ass whooped?
It'll
not,
be
not, not, he
well.
just
That's
loses.
why you have boxing categories. I think that will be the narrative.
But he won't.
I don't.
It
I
doesn't
don't,
matter.
Yeah,
He's
I
got to.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll win.
No.
I think Floyd Mayweather will win comfortably, but the narrative will be, well, that's what happens when you fight someone 25 kilos heavier and 30 centimeters taller. I think that's the narrative.
Yeah.
That's
There's
what-
a narrative no matter which way you go. Oh, I
100%.
lost just to cop a bag. It's an exhibition fight. It's all good. Don't worry about it. It doesn't affect
Yeah.
my career.
And believe, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was Jake Paul. People weren't saying he doesn't punch hard, but they're saying he's not a real boxer. He throws punches. That's what we learnt from the Ben Askren fight. Whether he's a real boxer or not, he throws hard punches.
Yeah, he's
We
got
know,
real
that's
power.
that's what we know so far.
Yeah.
But
This could be interesting. I think like the next 2 months, there's going to be plenty out there in terms of like the entertainment world, and I know that we keep like dialing back into the same sort of thing like the entertainment world, but like we all find that
It
really
is the real
interesting,
world.
and there is lots going on there. So anyway, I think there's going to be plenty more. Plenty more.
thanks for tuning into the episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell notification because we are the number 5 podcast in the world.
And
number
growing.
5 and growing. We'll
Mic
probably
drop.
be number 1 eventually, soon-ish,
We're
relatively.
we're chilling at number 5.
we're happy with 5
We're
for now.
poised at the
Yeah.
moment, but I want to take 4 soon. But the giveaway as well. Don't forget to enter, share, tag as many people as you want because each new tag is a new entry.
Yep.
Good luck.
Ciao.